going fast breaks, going full speed. It'd be interesting how this game goes.
Chestnut Hill coming out
of their top scorer, Luke Dixon.
with no Luke Dixon. Dixon averaging 17 points a night. Chestnut Hill in the alternate home yellows with red numerals and white trim, and Noel Hightower wins the tip to Edward McWade over Paul Medlin and Liban All. Previously mentioned, he gets the ball, swings it over to McWade in the left corner. McWade puts the ball on the deck with the right hand, swings it back out to Noel Hightower. Hightower wants the offense to reset, and Demetrius Isaac, small in stature, big in control, just runs the show here. Takes a step in, swings it back out to McWade. McWade going to drive in, draws contact on Medlin, and it goes out of bounds off Edward McWade. Kind of a sloppy little play there. Isaac set up for the three. McWade didn't want to give it to him, decided to take it to the hole. It goes out of bounds, Wildcats ball. We get our first look at Tyre Ponzo Meek. 23.4 points a game, 7.6 rebounds a game. Even the team leader in assists at 4 assists a game. He shoots 45%, really can just do it all for the Wildcats. He swings it over to David Hartman. Hartman didn't play the first time Chestnut Hill and Wilmington took each other on. It's Paul Medlin take on Edward McWade. Huge block by DP Iljep from behind. Ball rebounded by Isaac. We're going the other way. Here's Isaac to Iljep. Iljep's going to stop and pop for the transition three and buries it. And you talk about a player that doesn't get too many starts, just the 6th start of the year for DP Iljep. Prize recruit, big freshman. They expect a lot out of him. That's a way to get the ball game going.
Yeah, and I mentioned the outside score. He immediately hit that three, but that was off the defensive end. A great block by Iljep. A terrific defensive effort.
Here's Brian Atkins, picks up his dribble, working on Liban All, swings it over to Hartman. Iljep comes all the way out. 2 bigs at the perimeter now. Hartman's going to put it on the deck and try and take on Iljep. Spins down low. Pretty finish there, but he misses. Medlin with the board. Medlin's going to draw the foul on Iljep and the bucket. Count the basket for Hartman. And actually, pardon me, that was not Iljep. Well, they said 15. They're going to call it 14. So it was Edward McWade, actually, a little overzealous. McWade now the only player, aside from Noel Hightower and Demetrius Isaac, to have seen action in every ball game so far this season.
Yeah, McWade's really the rock of this starting lineup. He really is another nice stretch four.
Game high 18 points in the win on Wednesday against Georgian Court. Medlin converts on the 3-point play. So a minute and a half into this contest, we're at 18:26 left to go in the first half. Tied up early on here at 3 apiece. Here's Liban. Over to McWade in the right quarter, back to All. All swings it all the way across to Isaac. 3 high, 2 low with Hightower and Iljep playing down low. Here's Isaac. Ooh, pretty play to fake the pass. Drives in, gets it down low to Hightower, and Hightower just wrapped up before he can even get a shot up.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful spin move by Demetrius Isaac. He was looking to get Iljep in the corner for another 3, and that really would set it up for a nice spin move. And it looked like he had some room, but...
So that foul on David Hartman, his first team first. Each team with one foul so far. 2 minutes into this contest, a couple of baskets either way. 3-3 the count right now. Here's Noel Hightower. They're going to let him do his thing. He doesn't shoot from the outside at all, so we're not going to expect him to pull up from 3 here. He swings it over to Iljep. Iljep gets it all the way across the All, and now back out to Iljep. A straight on 3 for DP. A little short. Paul gets out to Paul Medlin, the lanky sophomore with the rebound. Up to Drew Johnson, now to Brian Atkins, and the Wildcats going the other way. Atkins spins it around to Tyre Ponzo Meek. Down low, it's going to be a foul. I believe that might be on Edward McWade. If that's the case, that's his second already. Unbelievable. So 2 quick fouls on Edward McWade, a foul that you just can't commit there if you're Eddie. And Gerald Everest, the team's biggest contributor off the bench so far this season, going to have to come in and spell Edward McWade.
Yeah, and that's really tough for the Griffins because they really need McWade, both offensively and defensively. Really just give him stability at the 4/5 position. 2
minutes and 40 seconds into this contest, and McWade with 2 fouls against him. Just he's your scorer. That's going to hurt him moving forward. We'll keep an eye on that situation.
Definitely a situation where we're keeping an eye on it. It'll be interesting to see how Everest affects this game.
Here's Tyre Ponzo Meek, and just like that, you can't say enough about him. He dribbles around a pick, steps back, and a long 3 is nothing but net for Tyre Ponzo Meek. Wilmington up 6-3, 17-15 left to go. Hightower spins, works on Medlin, goes up with the left, shot's no good. Everest fighting down low for the rebound. Hartman there, and Hartman draws a foul on Iljep. So 3 team fouls. We're not even 3 minutes into the ball game so far, and a jumpy start here, to say the least, for the Griffins.
Yeah, I think they're being a little too antsy on defense, really just trying to do too much and getting caught on the reaching fouls.
Here's Hartman at the top of the key, swings it over to Brian Atkins. Atkins had a huge night in the first matchup between these 2 teams, a game where Chestnut Hill did come out victorious. Atkins was the leading scorer for Wilmington with 21 points. Medlin working on Hightower and draws the foul on Hightower. He got Noel up in the air. And, Paul Medlin, 3 points really kind of coming to his own over the course of the season. Only averages 6 points a night, but has the Griffins D kind of in the palm of his hand so far.
Yeah, at 6'8", 200 pounds, it's really tough to defend someone like that. Kind of like a larger Noel Hightower.
Medlin's free throw up and good. The big man, just a 52.4% free throw shooter on the season, but he connects there. 7-3 right now, the score. And I tell you what, yeah, you know, Hightower's listed at 6'5", Medlin at 6'8". He looks, and Medlin does miss the second free throw. Score still 7-3. Medlin looks like he's about half a foot taller than Hightower.
Yeah.
And Noel is a big guy.
Yeah, they're both huge.
Wow, the referee almost in the way of a bounce pass there from Isaac. It does get to its intended target. That's all. All gets back to Isaac. Oh, and he had Iljep, and Iljep just misread the angle he was at. He wanted to go for the reverse, and the ball got caught in the net. The rebound by Ponzo Meek himself, and he takes it up the court and swings it over to Drew Johnson the second. To Adkins to Ponzo Meek. Ponzo Meek working on Isaac, and it's stripped by Isaac, stolen by All. All up ahead to Isaac. Isaac taking on Atkins, draws the contact, almost gets a pretty spin layup. And unbelievable, they're going to call an over-the-back foul on DP Iljep. You can't agree with that call there. It had nothing to do with the play.
Yeah, that was really tough. And I thought Isaac should have just went straight up with that instead of trying to get a little fancy, going with a spin on the reverse. Really should have just took the 2 points, or that or the foul. He would have either got that easy layup or a foul.
You never know what you can do with 5'8" when you're 5'8" and there's 6'8" guys in the hole. But no, I totally agree with you there. And they're going to have to bring in Antonio Toplin Jr. Antonio, one of the best defensive players on this team, the freshman out of Sicklerville, New Jersey. As he comes in and just like that forces the steal. Ball is picked up by Evereast over to Hightower. Hightower has Isaac to his right. Isaac takes on Ponzo Meek. Tried to get it back to Hightower, but a great play by Drew Johnson to crash from the back up ahead to Atkins. Now the Wildcats with numbers. It's Atkins to Ponzo Meek, and Ponzo Meek just too strong for the layup. He missed it. Everest with the board, and now the Griffins with numbers. Here's all across the Toplin. Toplin to Isaac, and Isaac gets the ball stripped from Atkins. And now it's a 3-on-1. Here's Johnson to Evereast, backs it up to Atkins, and Atkins double dribble. Double dribbling was a problem that Wilmington had in the first game, and Atkins just let the play get ahead of him there. Lucky break for Chestnut Hill, really haven't been controlling the pace of this ball game at all. You'll take that one when you can get it. A double dribble on a surefire layup for Brian Atkins. Chestnut Hill trails by 4. 4.5 minutes into this ball game, the score 7-3.
Yeah, a couple of possessions back and forth. Both teams playing sloppy. That's a bit surprising this early in the game.
For Chestnut Hill, it makes sense. You don't have Luke Dixon.
Yeah.
He's always kind of the pace setter out there. You expect him to put shots up when he needs to be put up. And here's Gerald Evereast. Now, Evereast, huge game against Wilmington University. Had to come off the bench, scored 12 points in the first half, 2 more big baskets for 16 in their win against Wilmington U. They need him to come to play today, and he hits that turnaround jumper right there. 5-7 the count right now. We're 5 minutes into this ball game. 14:59 left to go. It's a Drew Johnson the second three, and just bombs away for Drew Johnson the second. Really good three-point shooter coming into the season. 39% on the year, 40% from the field. Scored 10-5 now as the junior from Lancaster, PA, Hempfield High School hits. Demetrius Isaac is open, swings it down low to Toplin. Has Liban all working on Drew Johnson. Long 2 pull-up jumper from All, no good. Antonio Toplin there for the board. Swings it back out to Evereast. He wasn't ready for it, but it does get to Demetrius Isaac. Isaac now gets into the lane. Wow, almost hits the crazy runner, but he's going to get to the line to shoot 2. That foul on Tyre Ponzo Meek, the first team foul. Or his first foul, the second team foul for the Wildcats so far. And Demetrius Isaac, an 85.2% free throw shooter, the team's leading free throw shooter on the season, headed to the line to shoot 2. Coach Bowser and Trevisan right here in front of Antonio Toplin Jr. Got to get the defense in order here as Wilmington on pace for 80 so far in this contest. Isaac hits the first. 6-10 the count now. 14:28 left to go here in the first half. Isaac's second free throw up. And nothing but net. So 7-10 the count right now as Sargenti Arena was pretty empty for the first game. I guess maybe the snow had stopped, but we got a packed house.
Yeah,
you got to love the conference matchups, and they get everybody in the building.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the large impact the fans have.
The left side of the bleachers, the packed house for Chestnut Hill. The right side of the bleachers, a little bit more empty. Here's Paul Medlin going to work again on Gerald Evereast, and don't count the shot. That's a traveling violation on Paul Medlin. Medlin just a little ahead of himself there. Tall, lanky. It's guys like that you expect to commit traveling violations. That's the funny thing about that play. Yeah. Now Chestnut Hill with a chance to tie the game back up.
It's really interesting. He's got the same kind of lankiness that Hightower has, and it's surprising to see someone that much taller and the same
plays the same position.
Yeah.
I mean, he's towering over Antonio Toplin, who's listed at 6'6" even. So maybe a good little trick there by Wilmington University. Now we're going the other way, and Gerald Everest called for a travel. So nobody's safe from the traveling violations early on in this contest. If you're just tuning in, Edward McWade and DP Iljep both started off this contest each with 2 personal fouls. So we're not going to see them in for quite some time now. Chestnut Hill nursing, or they're down 3, now they're down 5 as Paul Medlin gets the feed from Drew Johnson II and slams it home. 12-7, the Wilmington Wildcats, just 8-16 on the season. Looking pretty good so far here in this first half. Here's Demetrius Isaac. Stop step. Out to Liban All. 3 from the right wing. He got hit. No foul called. And Paul Medlin just rises above the top for the rebound. Noel Hightower steals it away, but they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to go with Wilmington U. Now, how about this? Here's the story. Ryan Griffin saw almost no minutes at all this season. Got to come in 4 appearances in garbage time. And then against Georgian Court, comes in and plays 28 minutes. Hits 3 of 6 from beyond the arc. They win by 1. You got to think he hit a clutch mid-range 2-point jumper late in the game. Really the player of the game for Chestnut Hill. He's back in now. We're going to see how they look to try and get Griffin involved in this offense. You're going to expect a lot of 3-pointers coming from the hands of Ryan Griffin tonight. In the game for the first time is Sam Sanders. Injured the first half of the season. He's only played 11 games so far. Pass gets knocked around by Medlin. It gets back to Sanders. Sanders over the top of Griffin. Shot rims in and out. Rebounded by Hightower. Hightower looking up the other way as Griffin to his left. Adkins comes out to crash on Griffin. Griffin takes the ball. He's going to reset the offense, swing it back out to Demetrius Isaac. Griffin pump fakes the pass to Hightower. Now has Toplin. Hightower in the corner. Wants to get it to Everest. Instead, it's going to go out to Isaac. Isaac steps back, has Griffin at the top of the key. Griffin just 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Isaac with 5 seconds on the shot clock to Hightower with 4. It's going to be a Noel Hightower 3, and as good as it could have gone, it hits off the backboard from the side. Drew Johnson second with the rebound, going the other way, misses the shot. Gerald Everest there for the board, his 3rd board of this young contest. Isaac ahead to Griffin. You're going to reset the offense here now. Just a lot of driving and kicking back to Demetrius Isaac, and he's 5'8". There's not so much he can do amongst this tall lineup that Wilmington has out there.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Ryan Griffin out there. I haven't seen him play at all until this game. And
here's Gerald Everest going down low, a little too strong with the put up. We have Chris Evans coming to the scorer's table to check in for the first time. Tyre Ponzo-Meek, he's already hit a 3-pointer, averages 23.5 a night. Wilmington up 5, 12-7. He's going to get past Hightower on the drive, gets blocked by Hightower, but it is going to be a foul. And I believe, how about this? 3 different players with 2 fouls. That's Noel Hightower's 2nd, team 6. So Ponzo-Meek headed to the line to shoot too. Unbelievable. Now what do? You need Hightower, you need Iljep, you need McWade. And how about this, Brian Quill? Yeah, Brian Quill at the scorer's table now. Just played in 4 games so far in the season, so he's going to see some minutes tonight. 1 player goes down, you need everybody to step in. So we're going to keep our eyes on these 2 new guys. Quill, very athletic player out of Pottstown. I got to see him play some high school ball. That's my neck of the woods around Downingtown West. Likes shooting the 3, can drive. A lot bigger than what he plays on the floor. He likes kind of playing like a 2-3, does Brian Quill.
That's interesting. A lot like Iljep.
Yeah. So 1 of 2 for Ponzo-Meek. The score 13-7 right now. 11:40 left to go here in the first half. Kind of the unusual suspects lineup out for the Griffins right now. You have Griffin, Toplin, Isaac, Chris Evans, and Brian Quill. Chris Evans, one of the best 3-point shooters the Griffin have. Here's a Ryan Griffin 3, and he's butter. I tell you what, I see that look on your face. He lines it up and lets it rip, and he's a great 3-point shooter. He connects. That was about a 28-foot 3-pointer for Ryan Griffin.
I was just about to say how I first thought that he was kind of just getting warmed up, or he looked a little anxious.
No, that's the shot.
He's really far off the 3-point line. I thought he was.
So Brian Atkins misses a 3. Here's the rebound. Here's Brian Quill thinking 3. He's going to put it on the deck, swing it to Isaac. Isaac to Griffin. Here's Quill. Quill wants the 3. Instead, he's going to put it back on the deck. Back to Griffin. They're going to reset. Isaac with 15 seconds on the shot clock. He has a lane. Swings it to Toplin. Antonio Toplin Jr. down low to Quill. Brian Quill. Oh, wow. What a pass by Quill. That was beautiful. Toplin wasn't ready for it, and it's stolen by Brian Atkins. Atkins over to Sanders. Back to Atkins. He's a great 3-point shooter, and he misses that one. But Paul Medlin crashes over the top and knocks it back to Drew Johnson II. Sam Sanders, pump fake. Takes a step in. A long 2. Got it. Sam Sanders injured the first game for Chestnut Hill, just played in 11 games this season, averages 10 a night. First bucket for Sanders on the night. Clutch basket as Chestnut Hill had some momentum coming back its way. Wilmington leads 15-10. Chris Evans gets the pass from Quill, goes up and underneath Paul Medlin and just misses the layup. You gotta make that one if you're Chris Evans.
Yeah, it's a tough one to miss.
Ponzo Meek over to Drew Johnson II. Down low, pretty no-look pass to Medlin. And Wilmington University just having its way right now. Timeout called by Coach Balser. We're going to take a break. 10:09 left to go here in the first half. Coach Balser, none too pleased. The score right now, Wilmington University 17, Chestnut Hill College 10. This will be fun.
Yeah.
I want to just have everybody jack for these. Just everybody.
Looks like it. Looks like it's going to turn out that way.
53 pointers. Like crazy deja vu that like I've seen this game and seen Chestnut Hill get in a game like this before. All right, back here at Sorgenti Arena, 10:09 left to go. Wilmington University, the Wildcats up over your Griffins right now, 17-10. Check this out. The five on the floor right now, Liban All, Ryan Griffin, Bryant Quill, Antonio Toppel Jr., and Chris Evans. Combined on the season, Griffin, Evans, and Quill, 146 minutes amongst them combined. Unreal.
None of these guys played
This is a
year.
really crucial game right now. Oh, they're all freshmen. That's Evans. I believe Evans is Chris is a sophomore.
It says Griffin's listed as a senior.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Griffin. How about that? So Chris Evans, I told you, he's a pretty good three-point shooter on the season. 33% coming into this game. He's now 6 of 16 on the year. He drills that one, does the big man out of Norristown. Here's Drew Johnson Jr. going on in, gets it to Paul Medlin. Medlin's shot's long. Chris Evans there for the rebound. Now going the other way. Griffin's trail by 4, 17-13. Liban All picks up the dribble. Has Evans in the corner. Evans really wants the 3. He's not going to shoot it. It's all spin move. Back out to Evans. Evans has Griffin wide open. That's his spot, and he got it. Look at it, hanging the wrist and everything. If it's going to take a bunch of three-pointers tonight, I tell you what, I'm ready to go, Nick. I am locked and loaded for a three-point shootout.
He's got an interesting three-point shot. It looks a little funny the way it
There's
comes
not
out.
a lot of time to it. He just has it ready to go and just gets it up, and I mean, just
He really
that's
flicks his wrist.
That's two nothing but the bottom of the nets. And he really just hangs the wrist for
spot,
added
too.
effort.
It's a couple feet off the three-point
Now,
line.
Tyre Ponzo Meek, you're not going to keep him quiet for a while. He answers. A great feed from Brian Adkins cutting the baseline, getting it back out to Ponzo Meek.
So it's interesting to watch. It's really fun to watch this
Here's
kind of
Brian
game.
Quill trying to get in on the action. Oh, my goodness. Three-pointers for everybody as Brian Quill on the left sideline lines and fires. And these are just nothing but the bottom of the net. They're just drilling it right now. 17-16, Sam Sanders over to Ponzo Meek, to Adkins, to Drew Johnson II. A 4-guard lineup for the Wildcats right now. Stark contrast to the lineup they had been playing. It's just Paul Medlin down low. Here's Tyre Ponzo Meek on Liban All. Working on All. Wants the 3. It's not there. Johnson II picks up his dribble and draws a foul on Antonio Toppel Jr.
Yeah, and it's really fun to watch a game like this where you see Chestnut Hill shooting three-pointers with their biggest guys.
Yeah.
Surprising to see Chris Evans able to pull up. But
Chris Evans actually hit one of the clutchest threes you could ever have when they were down by 2 against Georgian Court. They had been up 5. It looked like the game was actually just going to run away from him with 2 minutes left. He stepped up from like an NBA three-point lane straight away and just bottomed it. It put him back up 1, 63-62, and they ended up winning 65-64 off of 2 Demetrius Isaac free throws. But I agree with you. It's not something you're ever used to seeing happen all that often.
Not at 6'7", 276.
Hey, man. Whatever you can get it. They put him down low on defense.
That's incredible scouting.
Yeah, I tell you what, Drew Johnson II, 2 for 2 from the line, just a 61% free throw shooter on the year, but he makes both. Wilmington back up 3 now, 22-19. Here's Liban All working on Tyre Ponzo Meek to Griffin. Griffin has Evans. Evans wants it. Here he is again, a little long. Bryant Quill crashes the rebound. Oh, a little short on the putback. Bryant Quill looking like he belongs. Only played 14 minutes so far this season. Wants to get that putback back in if he can help it. And now, wow, 3-pointer by Sam Sanders. Shots are falling all over the place right now, Nick. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Not at all.
We're 12 minutes into this ball game. There's already been 15 3-pointers attempted. I love it. Here's Liban All. He's got Ryan Griffin in that same spot. He doesn't even have to change anything. just hoists it up and drills it, and Ryan Griffin's got 9 points already, keeping the Griffins back alive. It's 22-25.
No, he hasn't hit the rim yet, and it's really interesting.
It's the same spot. They're leaving him on the left corner about 5 feet behind the line.
Not only is it the same spot, but it's also the first two had a couple hands in his face.
Well, how about
that
this
one was wide open.
That one was wide open, and now Paul Medlin just really showing out tonight. Absorbs the contact from Brian Quill and finishes. Count the basket and the foul. Paul Medlin already with 8 points. A chance for 9 here if he makes this free throw. Wilmington up 27-22. No, that's 10 now. That's 10 for Medlin, so he can get 11 if he makes this free throw. Lefty hoists it up, and it's good. So Paul Medlin, the sophomore center out of Baltimore, Maryland, Parkville High School. Kind of a coming out party for him. Here's Ryan Griffin, maybe a little bit too far out of his range. Instead, it's a Liban all three. Ooh, rims in and out, rebounded by Ponzo Meek.
You know, it's interesting. Before the game, I thought Liban All was going to be the guy for Chestnut Hill scoring offensively, and it's really just been a nucleus of everyone else helping out.
Ponzo Meek with 3 men in his face just drills a 3. He's got 10, Medlin's got 11, and it's 2 Wildcats just leading the charge right now. 31-22, that's your score. Timeout called by Coach Balser. 6:47 left to go. It's a full timeout, so we're going to take a full break. We'll be right on back. The score, Wilmington University 31, Chestnut Hill College 22. You got to have Griffin just shoot a 3 every possession now. Until he misses.
No, he shoots the same way every time. He went no guy there. It's got the same timing. That's incredible.
They didn't, and he wasn't like, he didn't get looks like that against GCU. No. Like they were like doubling out on him. So he went 3 of 6, but like they just keep getting him open looks.
Incredible. Ponzo Meek doesn't even look like he's trying out there.
No, he's
an incredible talent.
Back here at Sorgenti Arena, and I want to piggyback on the point that Nick just made. Tyre Ponzo Meek now 3 of 4 from the field, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 10 points already. Well, we're just 13 minutes into this ball game. Just doesn't look like he's trying out there.
I don't think I've seen him sweat a drop yet.
How do you get a player as talented as Tyre Ponzo Meek, who at literally just 5'10", has 7.6 rebounds a game, just can take over a game at the drop of a hat.
And he's only a junior. He's been doing, not only is he a junior, but he's been doing this for years. He did it last year as well. And he really just is one of those guys. That
it speaks to, I think if you put a team in the right situation, you know, anything can really happen.
Yeah.
Good ball movement now as Antonio Topple Jr. gets to Chris Evans. Evans almost gets that contested layup to fall. He gets fouled. He's heading to the line to shoot too. That foul on Sam Sanders, his first, team third. Chestnut Hill already with 8 fouls against him in this contest, and Wilmington with just 3. Gerald Everest headed back to the scorer's table to get back on into this ball game. Chris Evans, a 75% free throw shooter on the season. He hits his first, rattles it on home. And it looks like Everest is going to check in for the shooter here. Evans now with 4 points. He can get up to 5. That one's long. Rebounded by Drew Johnson II. So Everest is going to have to wait his turn. 23-31. The Griffins down 8. Here's Drew Johnson II. Probing in against Quill. Quill gets the stop and the rebound. It looked like Quill's foot was out of bounds when he came down with that rebound. I think that's what the call is. Referee right in the face of Coach Balser right now, so he had his explanation ready to go. Not a foul called on Bryant Quill, but he was out of bounds when he pulled down that rebound. So the ball's going to stay with Wilmington underneath. At least that's what it looks like to me. I think that's what they called there. I don't know if you saw anything different.
It looked pretty close. It wasn't the worst call. It's a fair call.
So, okay, the shot clock gets reset. So, yes, they're going to say it was rebounded by Quill. Quill's foot was out of bounds. And Coach Balser still talking to the referees to try and get this one figured out. 31-23, 6:26 left to go here in the first half. It's been the Tyre Ponzo Meek and the Paul Medlin show for Wilmington University. 2 guys who you knew you would have to look out for, especially Ponzo Meek. But here's Medlin already with 11, make it 13. Can't stop this guy.
Ponzo Meek and Medlin really just making it look
He's
easy.
200 pounds. I probably weigh more than this kid, but 6'8", just going to work down low, and everything is falling for the sophomore. Got 13 points now, Wilmington up 10. Bryant Quill trying to answer with a 3 of his own. It's long. Gerald Everest is there for the board. Rebounds it over Medlin. Gets fouled by Medlin. He's going to line to shoot 2. The only thing you can do is kind of keep grinding if you're Chestnut Hill.
Yeah, and a terrific job by Everest grinding there and really fighting for that rebound and able to get a nice shot back up and almost get the and one. But
so Medlin, that's his first foul. Still just 4 fouls for Wilmington. Everest, the team's 4th leading scorer. In that 3-way tie with All and Toplin Jr. at 6.5 points a night. First free throw is up, and he gets that friendly roll. Gerald Everest, a 55% free throw shooter, but he went 6 of 6 at the line in the game against Wilmington University earlier on this season.
Right, nice move by Balser, putting Isaac back in for LeBon All. He was looking a little shaky out there, and I would have been a little upset if he took out
LeBon All didn't mention this yet, wearing a face mask, suffered a facial injury, didn't get cleared to play in this game until tonight, so he hasn't practiced at all. So good call by you, Nick, right there. We're going to have to keep an eye on him, see if this shaky play continues. That ball passed out of bounds, a miscommunication between Adkins and Johnson. Edward McWade checks back in, so now you have a lineup that you can really kind of chip away at this comeback with. You have McWade, he does have 2 fouls, Isaac, Griffin, Toplin, and Everest. Some more familiar faces so far, let's call it.
I thought putting Isaac back in the game was smart to try to end the first half, but I think McWade...
Wow, McWade, though, just gets the ball stolen right away by Brian Adkins, just telegraphed the pass down low to Toplin, just gets ripped away by Adkins. Yeah. So just like that, Wilmington U with a chance to regain a double-digit lead. Here's Johnson Jr. trying to drive baseline. Pretty move to get past Toplin. Medlin was open for 3. He's not a 3-point shooter, though, so he swings it over to Ponzo Meek. Ponzo Meek right in the face of Demetrius Isaac. Wow, it looked like he might have gotten away with a walk, but it's just a foregone conclusion, just like when Katie Coonan shoots. If you give TPM a wide-open 3, he's 4 for 4 now from beyond the arc.
You know, he must have been watching that game.
Yeah, he must have. Here's Antonio Toplin Jr. answers with a jumper from the elbow. 27-36, a wild affair so far. Offense coming from all over the place. Chestnut Hill shooting 35%. Wilmington, 57%.
And back to McWade. I think it's a little interesting putting it back in with just 5 minutes left. I don't think he's going to make that much of a contribution because he has the fouls, but if he does get that 3rd foul, they're really in a tough spot.
Brian Adkins open in the corner for 3. It's a little bit short. It's rebounded, though, by Sam Sanders. His shot is long, and it's rebounded by Everest. 9-point spread right now. Chestnut Hill trails 27-36. Here's Demetrius Isaac. Ooh, pretty play to get open in the lane. Pulls up, and an ugly jumper there for Isaac. But once again, another miscommunication between Adkins and Johnson as those two collide, and the ball pops out of bounds, and Chestnut Hill's going to maintain possession.
Yeah, a fortunate play for Chestnut Hill, able to get the possession back.
And a game like tonight, you're going to have to literally just take all of those fortunate plays and not apologize. Here's Ryan Griffin right off the inbounds. Oh, my goodness. 4 for 4 from beyond the arc. He just got a sliver of space off the inbounds, just lined it up. I don't think he's hit the rim yet.
I don't even think he had any space. He had the guy covering the inbounder and his guy with a hand up in his face.
Torching the nylon right now.
No, he hasn't even hit the nylon.
Ryan Griffin, 12 points, 4 of 4 from the field, 4 of 4 from beyond the arc. The only reason Chestnut Hill is still really in this ball game right now. It's 36-30. Here's Tyre Ponzo Meek. That's like a 30-foot three-pointer. It's off to the left. And Gerald Everest, his 4th rebound of the contest. Pardon me, his 6th rebound of the contest. Here's Griffin. Ooh, for a second we wanted that transition 3. He picks up his dribble, has to swing it back out to Isaac, and the Griffins reset. No, they're not. Long 3 for Griffin. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The bench is exploding. The crowd is on their feet. Even Wilmington University fans are up applauding for Ryan Griffin. 5 of 5 from beyond the arc. He's got 15. He was my player of the game against Georgian Court. If they're able to pull out this win, you got to think he's already earned it so far.
Oh, he's already clawed Chestnut Hill back into this game. They were down by almost
Here's
10.
Sanders, and it's stolen by Griffin. It's picked up by Toplin. Unreal.
Thanks to the defense and Ryan Griffin's 3s, they're back into the game, and it's really going to be a close ending to the first half.
Isaac to McWade. This will tie it. No. Rebounded by Everest. It's tipped around, and it looks like Ponzo Meek comes out of the pile with the rebound, all 5'10" of him. Now he's got numbers. Goes all the way in over McWade. No, but a pretty play by Drew Johnson II to follow it up with a dunk. Timeout by Wilmington University. They are up 5. And let's see. I don't know if there's something to figure out here. Oh, a technical foul.
Yeah, and Coach Balser was a little upset because I think he saw it. Some of the players might have saw it. And
the technical foul on Tyre Ponzo Meek. And I didn't see what he did to warrant the technical foul.
I didn't either.
But it's going to be Demetrius Isaac shooting the technical free throws. Within 5, they can make this a one-possession game. You got a kid who's 5 of 5 from beyond the arc right now. You can't expect that to keep happening. So in lieu of Ryan Griffin's offensive output, who else are you going to turn to now as Demetrius Isaac does hit his first free throw?
Well, I think right there.
That guy?
Demetrius Isaac. I think he really is going to step up and be the scoring point guard for Chestnut Hill. He usually is, along with Luke Dixon, a nice duo they had. But I think he's got to step up and put a little bit more on his back today.
They say that you shouldn't go with NBA comparisons all the time, and I don't want to be heaping too much credit on Demetrius Isaac. But for a 5'8" sophomore, if he's not the closest thing to a Chris Paul figure that this team has, I don't know what is. He's never in a hurry. He's that calming presence. He doesn't turn the ball over, and when you need him to step up and make an outside shot, he'll drill it.
You're right, and I think that is a fair comparison to Chris Paul. He really is the leader of that team and a really stable point guard indeed. And
it looks like a double dribble was called here on Demetrius Isaac. Everyone's confused right now. Coach Bowser asking the referee on the back end of the floor to make that call. He didn't make the call, so coach isn't pleased that the double dribble was called against Isaac, and Meach still looks confused right now.
Yeah, that was a really confusing play, but I think he is going to be able to step up and contribute offensively more than usual.
So check this out. Isaac with 4, Evans with 4, Everest with 4, Griffin with 15. Sometimes you'll just take it when you can. Here's Paul Medlin. Ball gets stolen by Demetrius Isaac. It's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow points with Chestnut Hill.
Terrific job by Isaac. Noticing the post play that was about to happen, it really stepped in and did a great job getting possession.
I guess you tuck that one away and the ball doesn't lie. So here's Isaac, fresh off of a double dribble call. We have 2:30 left to go in the first half, a wild first half. Wilmington U up by 3, 38-35. It's Gerald Everest at the top of the key. Wild pass there by Isaac, but he corrals it. Only 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Isaac. Hartman and Johnson D'ing him. He spins around and just nothing doing there, but he draws the foul. Coach Bryce, Coach Burke, none too pleased with that call, but Isaac's going to head the line to shoot too. That foul on Drew Johnson II, that's his first. Team 5th. So Wilmington's still not really in foul trouble, but Demetrius Isaac, that's basically giving Chestnut Hill 2 points the way he shoots free throws, the 86% free throw shooter on the season. Isaac's first one is up and good. Quill checking back in. Bryant Quill, 3-pointer of his own in the first half to spell Edward McWade, just to make sure that McWade doesn't pick up a 3rd foul.
Yeah, and that's a smart move by Bowser. Just getting to the half with 2 minutes left and making sure he still had 2 fouls.
Also, DP Iljep with 2 fouls as well. We probably won't see him until the second half. Isaac 2 for 2. He's got 6 points now in the contest. 4 of 4 from the free throw line. It is a 1-point game. Brian Adkins swings it out to Sam Sanders. Wants that 3. Got that 3. So many good shooters from the outside for this Wilmington team. Johnson, Adkins, Sanders, Ponzo, Meek, they can all hurt you. Sanders with 2 3-pointers of his own. Here's Quill on the deck to Griffin.
Now it's an interesting matchup. Sanders versus Griffin, rather.
Yeah.
Griffin got the switch on him.
Here's Everest working on Medlin. Everest up and under, and oh! Everest thought he made the shot, was running around like he had made the shot, and it just caught a weird angle on the rim and rimmed out. That was a weird play. You don't want to see G running away from the basket like that. Here's Hartman. Over to Adkins. Double teamed. Quill gets the tip, but it gets down to Medlin. Sanders thinking 3 right in the face of Ryan Griffin. It's short.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. Quill and Everest just didn't realize it was those two fighting each other for the rebound, and Gerald Everest knocks it out of the hands of Bryant Quill, and the ball will stay with Wilmington U.
Yeah, and I was watching Everest on that. He was doing a good job boxing out his guy, but
literally at the worst possible time. The inbound goes all the way out to Hartman. Hartman swings over to Sanders. Sanders working on Griffin. Griffin facing up Sanders. Sanders gets some space with the spin high off the backboard, and Everest does get the rebound there. Now here's Isaac. Looks to his right. He has Griffin to his left. Swings it back out to Quill. Quill puts it on the deck. Back to Isaac. Isaac wants to give it to Toplin. Toplin to Griffin. Griffin open for another 3. That was long. Getting a little too excited now. 5 of 6 from the floor is Griffin, but he does get back to play Deion Sanders and blocks it away. It's blocked out of bounds by Griffin. It does hit off Antonio Toplin Jr., so it will stay with Wilmington.
Terrific defensive effort by Griffin. After missing that 3, I think did a great job getting back.
The misconception a lot of people who might be listening to this ball game or in the arena watching this game right now is that Griffin, tiny guy, a senior who hasn't played that much, meaning unathletic. He's a great defender. He has great defensive fundamentals. They put him on Georgian Court's best scorer, Jawan Carter. Silenced Jawan Carter to just 12 points for a guy that averages 19 a night. Very good defensive stopper. Having him on Sam Sanders, that's risky. You know what I mean? But so far, he's kind of stepped up to the plate and answered. Shot is long there by Adkins, pulled down by Everest. Isaac could have gotten a Toplin on the outlet. Instead, he just wants to take on all comers himself. He goes right at Drew Johnson II and draws the foul. So 2 quick fouls on Drew Johnson II. That's his second, team 6. And with 36 seconds left to go, Demetrius Isaac, who is already 6 of 6 from the free throw line, headed there again. Now Demetrius Isaac is 104 of 121 from the free throw line on the season. And just when I say that, he misses a free throw. And I'm sorry to everybody within earshot, because it kind of always happens when I do that. Isaac now 6 of 7 from the line on the night. No field goals for Isaac, but
no,
6
that's really
points from the
where
line.
he's going to hurt them, because he does a terrific job penetrating and drawing the fouls.
Second free throw up and good for Isaac. 36 seconds left on the game clock, 30 seconds left on the shot clock. So if the Griffins are able to get a stop, they will have a chance to tie this ball game up. Score is 41-38. Chestnut Hill trailing by 3 in a wild first half. 3 players really stepping up for Wilmington U. Only 6 players have seen action for Wilmington U. The entire team basically has played so far for Chestnut Hill. It's Sam Sanders at the top of the key. Wants to swing it over to Hartman. Finally does. Just 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Hartman on top lane. Hartman running out of time. Almost walked. Got away with it. Shot is no good. Ball is being fought for. Paul Medlin comes away with it. And what a first half for Paul Medlin as he gets that rebound. Isaac, one last look at the buzzer. Ooh, almost drills it, does Demetrius Isaac. But on his 15th point of the night, Paul Medlin has given Wilmington University a 5-point lead at halftime. At halftime, our score, 43-38. Chestnut Hill trails by 5. We're going to take a break, be right on back with the halftime numbers.
I mean, they're in a good spot.
To win this game, they have to do a better job defending both those guys down the stretch.
Alrighty, it looks like everybody on the court here, the fans filling into their seats in the bleachers of Sorgenti Arena. And we are underway. It's Tyre Ponzo-Meek getting the inbounds pass from Brian Adkins, and the Wildcats leading by 5, going with a chance to add to their lead. They're going left to right as you look at it, wearing their road green on greens with black jerseys and white trim. That ball tipped up by DP Iljep, stolen away, and it's going to be a foul on Tyre Ponzo-Meek in frustration after the ball gets stripped away. Did they call that on Johnson II, or I believe that was number 1. So that's actually the 3rd personal foul on Tyre Ponzo-Meek, the first team foul of the second half. So good stop right there for the Griffins to start off the second half here. It's Noel Hightower at the top of the key over to DP Iljep. DP hit a 3 on like the first possession of the game. Has been in foul trouble since. Edward McWade, that 3 is short. Iljep tries to save it, but what a play by Ponzo-Meek to grab it. Up ahead to Adkins. Adkins with the flush. Brian Atkins had a couple of thunderous dunks last time these two teams met up. He was ahead of the pack there, got the pass from Ponzo-Meek, and knew what to do with it. 45-38 the score. Edward McWade over to Isaac. Isaac back to McWade. McWade going to put it on the deck, has Hightower. Hightower not going to shoot a 3, but instead gets to go into the lane, draws the foul on Hartman, and is headed to the line to shoot 2. That foul on David Hartman, his second team foul. And Noel Hightower headed to the line. Hightower, a 40% free throw shooter on the season. Taking his time. Lines that one up just a little bit long, and the Griffins still trailing by 7, 38-45.
He should probably use his eyes a little bit more. He kind of does that weird stare down at the ground. I mean,
stares at the ground.
Look at this. That's not helping him.
So now he comes back upset. He does hit the free throw. I agree. Your eyes have to always be on the basket to actually shoot a basketball into the basket. I agree with that. Noel does other things pretty well for this Griffins team, so we'll let him go. He's 1 for 2, so that's going to bump his percentage from 40.0 to something higher than that. So that's good. Griffins trailing by 6, and wow, what a play by Brian Adkins. Rolls off the screen from Paul Medlin, banks it on home, and Adkins, the first 2 buckets they have for the Wildcats, they're up 10. Here's McWade, just spinning on Medlin. All this work to get a shot. I think McWade's upset at his offensive output so far in this contest. Forced up a couple of shots so far. That one's rebounded by Drew Johnson II. He goes all the way into the key to swing it out to Hartman. Hartman, the corner 3, it's short. Rebounded by Isaac. Isaac took it away from Edward McWade. Isaac going the other way now. Has McWade. McWade's going to reset. Out to all. Here's Iljep. Iljep traveled.
Yeah, and for Chestnut Hill to stay in this game and potentially win, all of them have to contribute a bit more than they did in the first half.
When's it going to be Ryan Griffin time?
Ryan Griffin, the only Griffin to hit more than 1 shot. So the other Griffins hopefully can put a little more
God,
on
what
offense.
a crazy stat that was.
Isn't it?
One field goal for almost every player on the team, and then Ryan Griffin, the Griffin of all Griffins, with 5 field goals, all of them 3-pointers in the first half.
And a couple of those random one-made shots were 3 points.
Yes, Chestnut Hill down by 8. Medlin with a miss. He hasn't done that too often. Here's all to Iljep. Transition 3. Got it. DP Iljep held the pose there. The shooters will tell you that's what counts. You make it look pretty. The three's got more of a chance to go in. 5-point game. They're right back into it, 42-47. Iljep now 17 made 3-pointers on the season. Or pardon me, 22. Wow, another pretty give and go, just perfectly executed between Johnson and Medlin. Medlin now with 17 points as he lays that one in. But here's McWade, and he's long on that 3 in transition. That would have been huge. 49-42, Wildcats still up 7. They're up 7 at halftime. Brian Atkins faced the double team from All and McWade, but he swings it over to Ponzo Meek. Ponzo Meek over to Johnson, and now the Wildcats going to take their time. Here's Drew Johnson driving baseline. He's going to draw the foul on DP Iljep, and just DP can't keep himself out of his own way. 3 fouls now on DP. He had 2 within the first couple of minutes of the first half.
Yeah, and I think McWade, he's still trying to find his shot and trying to find a rhythm on offense. Getting a little frustrated out there.
Johnson, the second, corrals the inbound pass. Almost got stolen by Isaac. They swing it over to Hartman. Hartman puts it on the deck, kicks it back out to Drew Johnson, the second. His 3 is up and short and rebounded by McWade. 49-42, 16:45 left to go here in the second half. The Griffins leading, or pardon me, they're not leading. They're trailing by 7. Ryan Griffin, he's on the bench right now. 5 of 6 from beyond the arc here. 15 points, leading everybody.
I'm surprised he didn't start the second half the way he was shooting.
Here's Hightower, left alone at the wing. Isaac, puts the ball on the deck, gets past Drew Johnson the second. Shot is up and long, but Isaac gets his own rebound. Has Liban Awal, trailing the play for 3. Got it! What a clutch 3 by Liban Awal. He hadn't made a bucket all game, playing with the face mask after the face injury against Caldwell. Hits his first bucket of the contest, and we were after a 4-point game. The man of the hour, Ryan Griffin, headed to the scorer's table to check back in. So Griffin watch is currently underway now. 15:58 left to go in the ball game. 49-45, Chestnut Hill trails by 4. Tyre Ponzo Meek to David Hartman, corner 3, short. Rebounded by Isaac, and now the Griffins got life. Here's Liban All, 3 on 3, puts it on the deck, and that's going to be a charge on Liban All. What a play by Brian Atkins, though, stopping all of his momentum to just plant his feet on the ground and draw the charge on Liban All.
Atkins making himself, making his presence known offensively and defensively this half.
Looked
really
like
interesting.
He really came down hard on his head on that play there and trying to get his jaw lined back up, but he's all right. So Brian Atkins, a 6'3 junior out of Aberdeen, Maryland, taking the contact and rising back up. Wasted opportunity right there as Liban Awal, his first personal foul as he's called for the charge. Ponzo Meek, he's got 13, dribbles with the left hand over Isaac. High pass to Sanders, it's stolen by Hightower. Hightower trying to drive in on Ponzo Meek, beats him with the jab step and lays it in with the left hand. Hightower so good on his way to the hoop, so fluid. And as a troublesome of an outside shot as he is, you can just trust a guy like Noel Hightower cutting the lane after a steal.
A terrific job defensively. Well, at first I thought he could have took the ball off the pass. He chose not to risk it. And
swatted it away on the subsequent catch,
Smartly, waited for him to take that first dribble and took that to the house.
Another foul called on Liban All. It looked like Liban All heard the coach call timeout, and Coach Burke did call timeout, and they still get the foul call on Liban All before the timeout was granted. So 2 personal fouls on All. 3 against Chestnut Hill. We're going to stick with you as a 30-second break right now. Quick recap, Chestnut Hill, they were down 7 after halftime. 9-6 run to start the second half. They're 11-6 run. They're down 2, 49-47. Paul Medlin has 17 points. You're not expecting a guy like Medlin to keep up an offensive output like that. If they're able to contain Medlin, they're able to contain Ponzo Meek, the game's going to be in a spot that they can win. But who is it for the Griffins that's going to step up on offense here in these coming minutes?
Besides Ryan Griffin, who I think is being subbed back in, I think it's got to be everyone. Everyone's got to play their part. You saw Hightower just play his part. McWade's really got to start finding his shot. You saw LeBron get his 3.
Just then,
That was huge. It's going to get him going, hopefully. And Demetrius Isaac. the guy everyone knows for this Chestnut Hill team.
5 on the floor right now for the Griffins. Isaac and Griffin up top. All and McWade on the wings, and Hightower in the middle. Kind of your classic 2-on-2 Pee Wee League basketball look right now, zone defense, trying to just keep everybody contained. Brian Atkins, though, they didn't contain him. Wide open, but he misses the shot. Lucky break there for the Griffins as Atkins was open to the key, and Isaac with the rebound. And Isaac goes all the way in, and a foul before he lays it up and in. That would have tied the ball game up.
And I think that's what Chestnut Hill does best, where they go to the 2-3 zone, and they do a terrific job, especially with Hightower. He's very versatile. And
yeah.
It's nice to see them go to the zone and force Wilmington to try to put up some sort of a baby hook or something like that. And it was nice to see them miss that. That's really going to prevent them from taking any more of those, and they're going to have to try to find something else in the defense.
Brian Atkins called for the reaching foul there. Smart play to keep Isaac away from the open layup. But the Griffins with a chance to tie the game or take the lead, trailing 49-47. Tyre Ponzo-Meek, a smart play to rotate over to stick with Ryan Griffin, and now Edward McWade working on Medlin, and he dribbles it out of bounds. Edward McWade really forcing the issue on the offensive end. He hasn't scored yet. He's 0 of 4 from the floor. He tried to take on the double team of Medlin and Johnson. Not a smart call, and he dribbled it right out of bounds.
Yeah, he's been very underproductive, and this is really surprising. I've never seen him play a game like this. He's usually the guy who...
Strong showing against Georgian Court for the 1-point win. Just 12 points against Caldwell in the loss. Here's Ponzo-Meek. He's yet to score here in the second half. We're expecting that to change. 6 minutes in, 14 minutes left. And Drew Johnson the second. What a good take. 9 points for Drew Johnson. Now 3 of 7 from the floor as he got right in the lane there and finished with the runner. Antonio Toplin Jr. in front of us, ready to check back into the ball game. Hightower to Isaac to Griffin. Griffin, puts the ball on the deck. Has All in the corner for 3. All's going to dribble it back out. Step back jumper for Liban is way short. Gotta think you want a better shot there if you're Chestnut Hill and Coach Balser, none too please. Here's Atkins now just gonna go all the way in, and Brian Atkins, what a second half for him. No points in the first half, 6 now. 3 of 4 shooting in the second half, and with 13:33 left to go in this contest, it was just a 2-point game, now it's a 6-point game. 53-47. What just happened, Nick?
Well, Chestnut Hill called a timeout.
Well, no, it's aside from that.
Yeah, they came back out, and now they're calling another timeout now. I don't know.
We didn't go to a break the last time, so let's do this. We're going to go to a break right now.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
You guys listen to a couple of ads, and when we come back, everybody's going to be right on back and ready to go. 53-47, pardon me. 53-47, Wilmington U up 6, 13:33 left to go in the game. Back here at Sorgenti Arena, 13:33 left on the clock. Chestnut Hill trailing a tight one, 53-47, a game that has gone back and forth, and contributions from players you just don't expect them from. Paul Medlin, 7 of 11, 17 points leading the way for Wilmington. Ryan Griffin, 5 of 6 from beyond the arc. He has 15 for Chestnut Hill. Edward McWade yet to score. Liban All only with 3 points so far in the contest. Here's Demetrius Isaac. He hasn't made a field goal, but he's made 7 free throws. He has 7. Swings it over to Toplin Jr. Antonio just checked in, and oh my goodness. You got to think this face mask might be getting to Liban a little bit as that pass right in his left hand from Antonio Toplin Jr., and Liban just dribbles it right out of bounds.
And you thought for a second at the beginning of the half that he might have been able to overcome that, and you saw him hit the 3. You thought he was going to get something going. That's just an inexcusable turnover.
Here's Brian Atkins in the corner. He's got 6 quick points here in the second half. It's Tyre Ponzo-Meek looking for Drew Johnson the second. Drew Johnson the second's got 9. Here's Atkins. Jab step on Hightower. Ball down low to Medlin, almost stolen by All. Medlin going to work over Toplin Jr. Toplin Jr. can't get the board after the Medlin miss. Atkins doesn't realize the shot clock's almost expired. He's going to miss the rim entirely. It's a shot clock violation. Brian Quill checking back in for the Griffins. He brought a good change of pace when he checked in. He's going to spell Liban All none too pleased his performance so far.
And I think that's going to really help now because they had too many guards out there with Isaac and Griffin. Now they're going to get back to basics.
Here's Hightower on the right wing, out to Griffin. Griffin faced up by Ponzo-Meek, back to Toplin. Toplin walked. I tell you what, it's a consistent call, and the thing is that you don't like it when it gets called against you. But in the CACC, it must be part of the referee meetings. They say, no slide steps. It's an epidemic in the NBA. It's an epidemic in D1 basketball. We're not going to let it be one here. And you can at least rest assured they call it on both sides.
Yeah.
Traveling violation call there. Sam Sanders short with the 3, rebounded by Quill. Quill up ahead to Griffin. Griffin has Quill to his left. Quill stops. Faced up by Adkins. Gets it to Isaac. Isaac, oh wow, what a pretty play to get in down low. And Paul Medlin right there for the swat. 6'8". Like the plastic man just reaches over the top and threw Demetrius Isaac shot away. But Antonio Toplin Jr. a block at the other end. Here's Hightower, 3-on-1. Hightower has Griffin and says he's going to take everyone on himself. Count the basket and the foul for Noel Hightower. Oh, just when you needed a play, the senior out of Easton, PA delivers.
Yeah, a huge play for Hightower, going coast to coast, and it looked like he was taking on 3 guys at the same time. Dribbles past 1, takes on 2, draws the foul on one of those guys, and able to hit the layup on top of it.
So the saga continues now. Noel Hightower at the free throw line. The Griffins down by 4. The 40% free throw shooter, 1 of 2 from the line tonight. He stares to the ground, comes up, looks at the hoop, lets it go, and nothing but the bottom of the net. So there we go. Noel Hightower, 2 of 3 from the line right now. He's got 6 points. You might need him to make more. That's kind of the scary thing down the stretch. As it is, we have 12 minutes left to go, Nick. This is a fun ball game we got right now.
Oh, absolutely. We got a good one here.
Got a good one. 53-50. 2 CACC Southern Division teams that know a lot about each other. Coach Dan Burke played at Chestnut Hill, was an assistant coach for Coach Bowser. Here's Ponzo Meek. Wow, almost hit. Just a circus 3. It rattles in and out. Quill there for another rebound up to Hightower. Hightower has Griffin behind him. Back to Hightower to Quill. Fakes the pass to Isaac. Has Griffin. This is for the tie. Ryan Griffin. Long. Right of play by Brian Quill, though, crashing the rebound and 1. The freshman out of Pottstown, Pennsylvania, making the most out of his playing time. Follows the shot from Ryan Griffin, gets the layup, draws the contact, finishes, and he can tie it. What about that play from Brian Quill?
Wow, whatever you thought, oh, Griffin, he misses the 3. They're going to have to play defense now to stay within the 3 points.
Psych.
Out of nowhere, yeah, out of nowhere.
So
Quill comes and gets the offensive rebound, able to finish the layup and draws the foul.
So Quill finishes on the 3-point play. And if you would have told me that Ryan Griffin and Bryant Quill would be your 2 leading scorers through this quarter, actually Quill's tied for second with a bunch of guys with 6 points. Up to this point of the ball game, I would have told you were lying, but the score's 53-53. And this is a really crucial game for Chestnut Hill in the CACC. Adkins going the other way. Griffin with the defense. Adkins misses. Hightower to Isaac. 3-on-2. Isaac over Johnson. Blocked by Johnson. But Sanders gets the ball out of bounds. Heads up play there by Noel Hightower to get out of the way at the last second as Sam Sanders would have had room to stop his momentum. Instead, Hightower gets out of the way. Sanders tries to throw it off Hightower. He steps out of bounds before he can do that.
Yeah, very close play. Very fortunate for Chestnut Hill to get the possession back and have an opportunity to take the lead.
53 apiece. Hightower, ooh. Wow, had Antonio Toplin Jr. there with a pretty bounce pass. Really heady play. I believe that was Drew Johnson II to throw out his left hand and knock it out of bounds. So Chestnut Hill, 26 seconds left on the shot clock, 11:04 left on the game clock. Going to reset underneath the baseline. Isaac looking for Griffin. Going to have to call timeout. Nothing there on that play. And 30-second timeout call by Coach Bowser. We're all tied up. We're going to take a quick break. 53-53, 11:04 left to go here in the ball game. What's 4 special? 4 guards. I bet that's what it is. 4 guards in Hightower. And if the big dude beats you down low, he beats you down low. Alrighty, what a ball game we are bearing witness to tonight at the Sorgenti Arena. 2 CACC South Division teams that don't like each other. Wilmington University, Chestnut Hill College, your Griffins are tied up right now with the Wildcats, 53 apiece. And it's Demetrius Isaac underneath the hoop, inbounding it. A chance for the Griffins to take their first lead since 49 seconds into the ball game. It's a Ryan Griffin 3, unbelievable. He just shot that over 3 guys. He got the inbounds in a triple team and said, nothing else I can do with it. I might as well let her rip. 6 of 8 from beyond the arc right now. He's got 18. And once again, it didn't hit the rim. It didn't hit anything. It's just, we're splashing out here. We're splashing in Sorgenti Arena right now. It's snowing outside. It's raining threes in here. Oh, my goodness. Griffins leading by 3 for the first time since their first lead since 49 seconds into the ball game. Drew Johnson, step back jumper over Griffin. Good. Solid player is Drew Johnson out of Hempfield High School in Lancaster. He's got 11 points now. It's a 1-point game. Here's Quill. Puts the ball on the deck. Has Hightower. Over to Isaac. Ball movement's looking good right now. Toplin in the corner. They're trying to get Griffin open. Nothing there. Griffin wants Isaac to come to the high post. Instead, Hightower's going to get it down low to Toplin. Just 10 seconds left on the shot clock now. Toplin back out to Isaac to Quill. Wide open. Nope. Going to put it on the deck. Swing it back out to Isaac. Here's a Demetrius Isaac long two. Got it. Meach doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but those mid-range and long two-point jumpers, he's very dialed in on.
Oh, that was very dialed in and very, very easy for him.
Meach in double figures now. That was his first field goal of the game. Or second field goal of the game. He's got 11 now. 7 of 8 from the line, 11 points for Isaac. Paul Medlin misses. Brian Adkins, wow. Just not letting Wilmington fall behind in this ball game. Brian Adkins, 8 points all in the second half. There for the putback. It's 58-57. Here's Quill from Hightower to Isaac. You have Quill, Hightower, Isaac, Griffin, and Toplin. Not a lineup we're used to seeing right now, but all and McWade have been very ineffective. Isaac and Griffin and Quill have really been the 3 best players so far for Chestnut Hill. Toplin Jr. thought 3. Instead, it's Quill. Quill's going to draw the foul. Don't count the foul. Oh, my goodness. It looked like the referee in front of the play called the foul on the shot, and then after the shot rolls in, they're going to call it on the floor. It was a foul. It was on the shot. I mean, you can't say the foul wasn't on the shot.
No.
I think that ref just didn't want to make the call when he saw it went in. As it is, that foul on Brian Adkins, his second. Team fourth. I can't. Well, I'll get a read on that in a second. I can't quite see the scoreboard where I'm sitting right here in the Sorgenti Arena. 2 personal fouls for Adkins. It's Isaac inbounding it down low. The Griffins down by 1. Toplin's going to spin it out to Hightower, and Ryan Griffin's going to dribble it to the right corner. The Griffins are going to reset.
That was a crazy play by Quill. I can't believe they didn't give him the and one there. That was a terrific job drawing the foul and picking up the ball immediately on the shot, and I can't believe it.
Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Hightower, has room. Quill, quick fire 3, long. Tyre Ponzo-Meek skying up for that rebound. His 4th of the contest. The Wildcats down 1. Ponzo-Meek working on Isaac. Here's Drew Johnson the second. Left corner to Sam Sanders working on Hightower. Out to Paul Medlin. Demetrius Isaac hounding Tyre Ponzo-Meek. Ponzo-Meek slips past Isaac, bounce passes to Medlin. What a rejection by Noel Hightower. Oh, man, that's what that wingspan will do for you. Toplin to Isaac. What a pretty play, and it was started by Ryan Griffin with the bounce pass to Toplin. Toplin finds Isaac. Isaac finishes. Meach now has 13, and Chestnut Hill up 3, 60-57.
And you know what? That all started back on that beautiful block by Hightower.
Noel Hightower just coming out of nowhere. He got beat
goodness.
by Paul Medlin on the move and then recovered to just swat it.
A terrific recovery to start that and give the Griffins the easy 2
Here's
on the other end.
Brian Adkins wants to answer with a 3. It's short, rebounded by Antonio Toplin Jr. Now the Griffins. Well, you would think they'd want to take a deep breath here, but instead Coach Balser imploring them to push it.
So
Here's
now
Quill.
they got the momentum, and now
Griffin.
they got to take advantage
Griffin
of
gets
the
called
momentum.
for the travel.
Oh.
Oh, no, pardon me. That's a reach-in foul on Sam Sanders, and that's Sam Sanders' second or third foul. Third team foul of the second half. And how about this, man? You got Demetrius Isaac playing great like he always does. You have Noel Hightower being there on defense and finishing on offense. But 2 guys in the form of Brian Quill and Ryan Griffin that you just didn't expect anything from.
Not at least at the offensive
maybe
end.
coming into this game, you knew that they might have had their chances. But the way the game starts, you have McWade isn't scoring, he's in foul trouble. DP's in foul trouble, and all of a sudden these guys they might be on the floor for the rest of the ball game. They launch this comeback.
The way they're playing, they should be on the floor the rest of the game. They got hot hands. Really.
How about that story? How about that story that Coach or that Greg Gordick, the SID here at Chestnut Hill, told us about Ryan Griffin at halftime here. Griffin transferred from DeSales to Chestnut Hill last season. Didn't see a minute of burn, not 1 minute of playing time. Had a disagreement with Coach Balser. Was thinking about leaving the team. Basketball season starts back up this year, comes back to talk it out with Coach Balser. You're back on the squad, and look at this. You're the reason they won against Georgian Court, and right now he's the reason they're winning against Wilmington in a very crucial game that can see the Griffins get their 10th win on the season and move to a much better place in the CACC standings. They'd be 7-8 if they win.
Yeah, it's funny how good karma comes back around like that. Having to wait out all last season, getting frustrated, that's understandable, but just having the toughness to be able to come back, last another season. He wasn't really playing too much this season either, but now he's getting his chance, and he's proving why he really was getting frustrated with the playing time he wasn't getting.
That foul on Sanders was actually on the shot, so you have Ryan Griffin headed to the line. Quick trigger free throw, up and good on the front end of the 1-and-1 for Ryan Griffin.
I didn't even think he was trying there.
Yeah.
The one dribble just shot. He's got such a quick shot. It's crazy.
61-57, Griffin's second free throw up and bangs it home. First time any of his shots have hit the rim was that free throw right there.
Yeah,
Griffin now,
right.
Ryan Griffin now 20 points in the ball game.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So Ryan Griffin's got 20. 5-point lead for the Griffins. 7.5 minutes left to go. Hightower, Quill, Griffin, Toplin, and Isaac still your 5 right now, and it's been their best lineup all night. Johnson picks up his dribble. He's in trouble. Ponzo Meek, just 5 seconds left on the shot clock, working on Isaac. Toplin comes out to crash. It's a long 3 for Tyre Ponzo Meek, and he just drains it.
I can't believe he hit that 3. He got the screen from Medlin, and it looked like Medlin was open. I thought he was going to pass it, or at least not shoot it, because he had 2 or 3 guys around him. I can't believe he pulled up that 3, and I can't believe
It's like
he made
Ponzo
it.
Meek just has a cheat code that
Oh,
nobody
my
else
goodness.
has when he plays. Toplin Jr. wide open. Good shot selection there. Can't get it to go, but what a play by Isaac. Crashing the board, and he finishes with the left. Oh, 5'8", doesn't matter. Demetrius Isaac takes a rebound right away from Sam Sanders, puts the layup back up and in, and the Griffins back up 4, 64-60. And that's huge with the Ponzo Meek 3 making it a 1-possession game. Now it's back to a 2-possession game.
That was huge. I can't believe he snuck in there and
Well,
took
Ponzo
that
Meek's
ball.
feeling the shot. A step back long 2 is short. It's rebounded by Hightower. Knowles got 4 boards. Quill wide open in the corner for 3. Got it! And Brian Quill just hangs the wrist. If you want to have a coming out party, this is the way to do it. 9 points for Quill, 6 boards. He's 3 of 6 from the floor. The Griffins are up 7. They only had led for 49 seconds in this ball game, and now they're up 7 with this lineup of Brian Quill, Ryan Griffin, Noel Hightower, Demetrius Isaac, and Antonio Toplin Jr. Brian Atkins, 3, it's a 3, it's short. Off the front iron, bounces out of bounds, and just like that, Chestnut Hill has a chance to make this a 10-point game. 6 minutes exactly left to go in the Sorgeni Arena. Nick, did you see this coming?
No.
All right. You could have said, yeah, we could have given you credit for it. I would have.
No, I did not see this coming. This whole game has been unbelievable to watch, and it's great to see Chestnut Hill's youngest players step up when they need them most right now.
Yeah.
And it's terrific. The momentum has really changed this half. They've
Knowing
really
that Brian
taken
Quill
over.
is a true freshman and that Meach is a sophomore, Toplin's this is going to be so fun watching this Chestnut Hill team play moving forward. Isaac's jumper from the baseline, a little bit long there, is rebounded by Sanders. Sanders up ahead to Johnson. Johnson takes on Toplin, and he gets fouled on the shot. Reach and foul called against Demetrius Isaac. Just the first foul of the game for Isaac, the 4th team foul for Chestnut Hill. And it's going to be Drew Johnson, the second, headed to the line to shoot 2 free throws as that one happened on the shot. Johnson, as good of a shooter as he is, he's a 40% field goal shooter, a 39% three-point shooter, just a 61% free throw shooter, and he clanks that first one off the front iron. And with 5.5 minutes left, you can't just be missing free throws like this when you're down by 7. So Chestnut Hill maybe, on the right end of some fortuitous bounces. The second free throw is missed, and no Hightower gets it. But once again, you have to take as we said earlier in the ballgame, you're going to take every fortuitous bounce you can get. Griffin almost got fouled by Atkins. He swings it back out to Isaac. They're going to reset. Here's Isaac to Quill. Quill back to Isaac. Isaac puts it on the deck. Isaac gets past Johnson, draws the contact. Don't count the shot. Foul happened on the floor on Drew Johnson, his 3rd. And Demetrius Isaac now with 19 fouls already, or 18 fouls against Wilmington. Heading to the line to shoot 1-and-1. Already 7 of 8 from the charity stripe in this contest. You're just tuning into this ball game now. 3 names you need to know. Demetrius Isaac, you might have expected that one. Ryan Griffin, you probably didn't expect that one. Bryant Quill, you definitely didn't expect that one. The 3 players carrying Chestnut Hill right now. Noel Hightower also having a very solid defensive performance.
No, at least you kind of gave me a warning about Ryan Griffin before the game.
Right.
Not enough of a warning, of course, with his 20 points, but
Meach,
some warning. But
Meach
no,
rolls in the
Quill
first
out of
free throw.
nowhere.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen Quill play. It's funny. you want to talk
It's
about like
funny.
the eye test and stuff, right? You look at a guy like Brian Quill, and he just looks like a basketball player. He looks like somebody that can step out on the floor and do what he's doing right now. But you just haven't seen him play. He's a young kid. He's 18 years old. Well, he looks like a wily veteran out here right now, just pulling up for these threes, playing on defense. Got 7 boards already. Unbelievable.
It's interesting. Him and Yeljep really are very identical.
Very
man.
identical. The way they look, the way they play, they
Yeah.
shoot threes, they get boards,
Both of them
and
got
they're both
crazy
freshmen.
hair.
It's going to be great. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Paul Medlin swatted. Adkins gets blocked, but they're going to call a foul on that play, I think, on Ryan Griffin from behind. And Antonio Toplin Jr.
Another freshman, a tall, they had those 3 tall, lanky freshmen. And it'd be really interesting to see this team a couple of years down the road. Those three
It's the
players.
first foul. It's the first foul on Griffin. You have interview duty with Coach B after the game tonight. I'm sure we're going to ask him about how bright this future is if these guys are going to keep playing like this out here right now. Just think about that 5-man lineup for years to come with the 5 freshmen that we have seen come out and play. You have DP, you have Quill, you have Toplin, you have Isaacs, a sophomore. Chris Evans, oh my goodness, it's going to be a fun team. And the CACC, if they do pull out a win like this, you're going to be on note for next year big time. Adkins goes 2 for 2 at the line. He's in double digits now. He's got 10.
And even though he hasn't showed up this game, Edward McWade is only a sophomore as
Yeah,
well.
oh, that's a good point. As you know, hey, CACC. This Chestnut Hill team was picked to go 7th or 6th by the coaches in the CACC South as Brian Quill gets called for a traveling violation there. They were picked to go 6th in the preseason poll. Right now, in the South Division, they were picked to go 6th in the South Division out of 7 teams. Right now, they're in 4th. They have a chance. A couple more things have to go their way. If they win this game, they'll be down 2 to U Sciences. You never know.
They might be fighting for 3rd the way they're
They'd be
playing.
fighting for 3rd. A team that was picked to go 6th.
Unbelievable.
Just moving forward now, and a shot blocked by Toplin again on Johnson, rebounded by Hightower. Here's Quill in the corner, picks up his dribble, swings it back to Hightower, and Griffin's going to reset the offense. 4:20 left to go in the game. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Griffin's up 7. Toplin to Isaac. Sets a pick. And now Brian Atkins called for reaching around that pick.
And right on time. Remember, McWade's subbing back in.
And McWade,
really,
you can't keep a good man down. You know what I
think
mean?
this is a great opportunity to get him back in. 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Get him going and get a 4th quarter run going.
McWade subs in for Quill. Quill gets a standing ovation from the bench, and why not?
Absolutely deserved.
19 fouls on Wilmington U. So Demetrius Isaac shooting the 1-and-1, the final 1-and-1 of the second half here. Isaac now 9 of 10 from the free throw line. He's got 15 so far.
It's crazy we're talking about how bright the future is with just the players we have here. Like
right now,
that's not even including the players that'll come next year and the next year.
Meach makes the first free throw. He's now 10 of 11. You got to think Luke Dixon, 5th-year senior, breaks the finger on his non-shooting hand. We're not going to see him again this year. Blessing in disguise for a Chestnut Hill team that now gets to just, aside from Hightower, they're going to have everybody else that they're playing with right now next year and their recruits moving forward. And just what a show of resiliency is. They're now up 9. 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. Wilmington U scored 43 points in this first half, just 19 points in the second half. Here's Sam Sanders. Pretty move by Sam Sanders with the pump fake, the jump stop. He hits the mid-range jumper. A little bit of life still for Wilmington U. 3:52 left to go. Chestnut Hill up 7, 71-64. 30-second timeout. We're going to take a 30-second break. Be right on back with the conclusion here from Sorgeni Arena. What were you saying, quarter? That I'm used to it, because you watch women's first, and then all right, when men start. At GCU, they had men play first, and I was just so out of it. Like, there was 20 minutes on the clock, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, wait. No, it's a brand new rule for women, yeah. Nah. Alrighty, back here at Sorgenti Arena, 3:52 left to go in the contest. Chestnut Hill up 71-64. They are shutting down Wilmington U so far in the second half. Just 21 second half points for Wilmington U. They had 43 in the first half. Hightower inbounds it to Isaac, and now it's a 4-on-2. The Griffins have numbers. Here's Ryan Griffin in the corner for 3. Got it! Ryan Griffin, he lets out a scream of jubilation in the face of Drew Johnson II. He drills a three right over Drew Johnson II. It's back to a 10-point lead. Griffin with 23 points, 7 of 9 from beyond the arc.
I don't really know about that one. That one hit the rim that time.
No, yeah, he's washed up. Yeah,
it was too wide open. You need to put
there.
a defender in his face so he can not hit the rim, hit the swishes.
Tyre Ponzo-Meek short on the three, rebounded by Antonio Toplin Jr. And how about Antonio Toplin Jr.? Doesn't score a lot, but for a freshman, he's really always at the right spot on the floor.
Yeah, a
terrific
defensive effort. And
Isaac, wow, just gets swatted by Paul Medlin. A great play by Ponzo-Meek to keep that one in bounds. We are at the 3-minute mark of this contest. Sam Sanders on the left wing, thinking three. He's going to need to hit it for Wilmington U to get back. He said he puts it on the deck. Ponzo-Meek working on Isaac. Gets right past Isaac, and wow, pretty finish there for Ponzo-Meek. So Tyre Ponzo-Meek is doing what you expected him to do. He's got 18 points, 6 of 12 from the floor right now. It's an 8-point lead for Chestnut Hill, 74-66. Coach Burke doing everything he can to keep the Wildcats in it, but your Griffins, close to pulling off a crazy win, but Ponzo-Meek steals it from Ryan Griffin and misses the layup. Rebounded by Edward McWade. How about that? No calls on both ends as Griffin thought he was fouled and Ponzo-Meek thought he was fouled. He misses. Here's McWade. Transition three. This could be the dagger. Got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Edward McWade. We said you can't keep a good man down. He's got 3 points, but the Griffins up 11, 77-66. Just over 2 minutes left to go. How about that three for Edward McWade?
right on time, McWade shows up and puts the dagger in the game.
One of 5 from the floor so far for McWade, but it doesn't matter. There's Sam Sanders. He does make the basket. Sam Sanders having himself one heck of a ball game. 12 points on 5 of 11 shooting for a player that's really just kind of coming into his own after being injured for the first half of this season. Coach Burke going to call a timeout for Wilmington U. They still are alive. It's 77-68, a 9-point game with 2 minutes left to go on the clock. We're going to stick around here. So, looking ahead, let's play that game going forward. You have 5 games left. You have 4 games left. Dominican, Holy Family, you have the game against U Sciences, and then you play at Philly U. You almost beat Philly U. That game was at home. With Luke Dixon, you don't know how that game is going to go. You can beat Dominican. They're 7-6. They're a very similar situation in the CACC. It comes down to those games against Holy Family and U Sciences. If you beat Holy Family, that puts you halfway there, and you get the game back against U Sciences.
Yeah, I think.
What's it going to take for Chestnut Hill to win the 3 seed in the CACC South?
The U Sciences game is probably the biggest game going down the stretch. The Holy Family game, the Philly U game, those are tough games on the road, and you don't know how those games are going to shape up without Luke Dixon. So you really got to rely on the Dominican game this Saturday. You got to come in at home and do what you do, finish off and get that win.
Holy Family, that was an interesting game. Holy Family pulled out all the stops on defense. Not a strong showing from Luke Dixon. He couldn't get anything going that night.
Yeah, very low.
But you gotta think with this lineup out there right now and the way they have just been playing, that you have a chance to out-athlete Holy Family, and you never know what's going to happen in that game. It's tough to see them beating Philly U in the Gallagher Center. But, once again, stranger things have happened.
Absolutely.
We're under the 2-minute mark now. Here's Demetrius Isaac working on Drew Johnson II. A little bit of hand-checking going on as Antonio Toplin Jr. has it at the top of the key.
Demetrius Isaac quietly with 17 points.
Yeah, very strong in the way that, he's always around the play. McWade, another 3. Why not? It rims in and out. That one looked like it went down, and Isaac going to get called for a cheap foul. Meach didn't need to commit that foul. Just his second team foul and the 6th team foul. So if you're of that theory of having a foul to give, I guess they did have a foul to give there. Brian Quill coming back in, man of the hour.
Yeah, not the worst foul to give. They were about to go on a little bit of a fast break and good foul, because now they get back on defense. They set up, and with 1:30 left, it's really important to stop them here and really put the ending to the game.
Ponzo-Meek feels a double team from Toplin and Isaac. He's going to put a crazy shot over it. It's rebounded by Hightower. Isaac pushing the tempo. He's got Quill and Griffin to his wings, and instead he's going to reset the offense. Just run that clock. They're not going to foul Isaac. They're going to foul Hightower. So Noel Hightower now, 9-point lead for Chestnut Hill. Hightower, 2 of 3 from the line in this contest, 6.7 rebounds, and he's Noel Hightower. It's exactly what he does every night. He plays amazing defense. He's everywhere you need him to be. He comes in with those clutch layups. And if he can hit these 2 free throws here right now, that's going to just officially do it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the comparisons between Yoljep and Quill.
Yeah.
But it's also interesting to look at Hightower and Toplin. Toplin could very much easily becoming the next Hightower. As they're
Toplin's
both,
got a better shot than Hightower.
I think so.
Yeah, it's
I
very,
definitely
it's
think
very
that he's got a
fluid.
better shot, but he's also like Hightower with a long, lanky arms and very defensive. He can play really
great instinct on the defensive end.
Absolutely.
So Hightower does miss the first. He's 2 of 4 from the line on the night now. Misses the second. Quill crashes for the rebound. Unbelievable. 8th rebound of the contest for Brian Quill. 9 points, 8 boards. And Chestnut Hill now can just run this clock out as Drew Johnson II comes over and smacks Demetrius Isaac in the face, and that's Drew's 4th foul. Isaac shakes the hand of Brian Quill as to say that was the clutchest rebound we ever could have gotten. 77-68. Isaac at the line. He can get to 19 points right now. First free throw up. Oh, I'm sorry. Meach, it's my bad. Short on the front iron. It rattles in and out. Meach now 11 of 13 from the line. Still stuck at 17 points. How about this? Demetrius Isaac, 17, 7, and 6. Unreal. Makes the second free throw. He's got 18 now. A minute and 11 seconds. A minute, 10 seconds. 10-point lead. Ponzo Meek really going to have to make some magic happen. He's got 18 points. Drives right on in and gets fouled by Toplin Jr. And he's going to get to go to the line for his chance at 20 points on the night. So that's the second foul of the game on Antonio Toplin Jr. 7th team foul, so now every foul is going to warrant free throws. Minute 03 left. McWade and Hartman both getting ready to check back into this ball game here. Ponzo Meek does make that first free throw. He's now got 19. Paul Medlin, 15 points in the first half. He made a basket at the start of the second half. Has been scoreless for the past 18 minutes of this ball game. That's what they needed to do. We'd like to hint at the fact that he wasn't going to keep the offensive output going, but it was good to see Hightower, Toplin, and even Quill, who'd been playing down low a lot in the second half, really step up and stop the offensive output from Paul Medlin. Inbounds pass gets to Edward McWade. Gets trapped in the corner here, nowhere to go. Gonna have to call a timeout. And he does. Antonio Toplin Jr. was standing wide open, just couldn't find a way to get it to him. Both teams, in stark contrast to the game that we had been watching earlier, where no team wanted to call a timeout, you know, both teams have really rifled through a lot of timeouts. I think Chestnut Hill has 1 full timeout left. Same thing for Wilmington. It's a full timeout. We're going to take a full break. 78-70. Chestnut Hill is up 8. 56 seconds left to go. Just trying to hold on here to move to 10 and 13 on the season and 7 and 8 in the CACC. I might have said the word dagger too early, but it was a dagger. Like when he hit the 3, it was the dagger. You know what I mean? Like, it's muted. You can talk. Yeah.
Oh.
I might have said dagger a little too early.
No, that was good. That 3 was really the dagger.
You go up 11 with 2, like with 2:14. It's not. You're not going to come back.
No.
Unless you're.
It's a dagger, unless like something crazy happens.
Who was that? Is it like Virginia came back against Wake Forest? Like they scored 8 points in the last 30 seconds or something wild like that. 56 seconds left on the clock. Just 56 seconds from Chestnut Hill pulling out a crazy CACC South Division win. 78-70. All things considered, they really just have to just make one more inbounds pass work, hit a couple more free throws. And they'll have their 10th win on the season. The Lady Griffins, they got their 10th win on the season earlier on against Wilmington. Chestnut Hill gets this win. That's a season sweep over Coach Burke and the Wildcats. McWade gets the inbounds, and it's stolen by Ponzo Meek. Unreal. Ponzo Meek gets fouled. He doesn't make the shot, but he's headed to the line to shoot 2 more. Hightower has to come back in because of his ball handling ability. McWade got trapped 2 plays in a row. And much like the performance, well, it's really McWade that we've been saying, but much like Liban All, Edward McWade is really not in this ball game. We expected a lot out of those two. We kind of expected those two to carry the torch offensively. Luckily, we've had Quill and Griffin and Demetrius take care of that. Ponzo Meek now at 21 points on the contest as he makes that one. 50.7 seconds left in the ball game, and it's a 7-point game. Hightower checks back in for McWade. And here is the second free throw attempt for Tyre Ponzo Meek. He got it. So a 6-point game now with 50 seconds left to go. Hightower inbounding. It's Isaac, Quill. Quill gets the inbounds pass. Quill gets it to Isaac. Isaac has Toplin out in front of him. Toplin's going to stuff it. Wow, he got up there.
Wow.
Showing off the hops is Antonio Toplin Jr. He almost sticks his elbow in the basket with the left-handed dunk. It's an 80-72 game. Don't count the shot. For a second, it looked like it might have been a traveling violation called. Instead, it's going to be a reaching foul on Ryan Griffin.
Yeah, and Coach now yelling at him for a little bit of a hang at the end.
Yeah, you can't afford a technical at this point in the ball. 80-72 the count. Sam Sanders headed to the line to shoot. Pardon me. Was that? I couldn't tell if it was on the shot or not. He's shooting free throws. It is a 1-and-1. So here's Sam Sanders, 75% free throw shooter on the season. Up and good. 7-point contest, 40 seconds left to go.
And I think Coach Bowser did a great job at the half of getting the game plan together and coming out with a really defensive mindset, stopping Ponzo Meek and stopping Medlin.
And the defense really led to offense, as Ponzo Meek does make both. Chestnut Hill 38 points in the first half, and then with a more defensive-oriented lineup, they have 42 in the second half. Isaac gets fouled by Sam Sanders. Isaac is headed to the line. Oh, don't, yeah, Bryant Quinn almost threw a dunk down and had a ref staring right at him. That would have been a technical, and Bryant Quinn would have never played basketball for Chestnut Hill again if that happened.
Straight to the bench for the rest of his 4 years here.
And I think they're talking about it right now and laughing at the same
end.
thing. But Demetrius Isaac, 18 points on the night, 12 of 14 from the line. He's about to shoot 2 more. If he can get to 20, I mean, what a performance it's been for the guy. Just 3 of 10 from the field. It hasn't felt like that, but
No.
12 of 14 from the line, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Regardless if he hits 20 or not, I'm pretty sure he's going to be our player of the game.
And I said
Cheer for the
quietly
20
because he really hasn't been doing much scoring outside of the free throw shooting he's been doing. But
His
nevertheless, he's been doing a terrific
yeah.
job penetrating, drawing the fouls, and getting to the line, and also finishing at the line, able to hit most of the free
Gerald
throws.
Everest has played 8 minutes in this ball game. He's the team's leading rebounder with 8 rebounds.
Wow.
It's just the funny things that can happen in a game like this when you do it, when you're throwing out lineups you've never had play before. 82-74 as Isaac hits both. He's got 20. Ponzo Meek trying to take on Isaac, spins around, puts up a mid-range jumper, and just they're not gonna die. 82-76 is the count. Hightower running the baseline, calls a timeout, and I believe that's the final timeout for Chestnut Hill. 82-76, just 28 seconds left. And with a player like Tyre Ponzo Meek, you can never count Wilmington out of the game.
Yeah, I think the next 2 free throws are really the crucial ones because only up by 6, you have to hit at least one to prevent the 3-point shot from bringing them to the 1-possession game.
Ryan Griffin, two free throws in his career at Chestnut Hill have both been this game. He's made both of them. And it might make sense to try and work the play to get Ryan Griffin open to shoot free throws. And by the way, me saying like Demetrius Isaac being the player of the game, I'm not taking anything away from Ryan Griffin. The dude's 7 of 9 from beyond the arc in this contest. He's been where he's needed to be, and he's done what he's needed to do. But the imprint that Demetrius Isaac has had on this game, without his right-hand man, Luke Dixon, without any offensive input from McWade and All, who were supposed to be the 2 other guys to kind of shoulder the load tonight, he got up to 20 just by playing a pure point guard position. That's very impressive.
Very, and he's really done everything right, like assist, distributing, and scoring, and he's really done a good job penetrating the defense and drawing a lot of those fouls.
82-76, 28 seconds left to go. Chestnut Hill up 6. Realistically, 1 more successful inbounds play, 2 more made free throws, and it's not going to matter what Wilmington U does. But Coach Burke, he's from Coach Bowser's school of coaching. He's from his coaching tree. You know they're never going to say die. And honestly, as far as 8 and 16 teams go, and as far as 3 and 12 teams go, it's a really good 3 and 12 in the CACC team. There's Griffin. They do get the inbounds pass to him. He gets fouled by Ponzo Meek. That's the 3rd foul for Ponzo Meek. And Griffin with a chance to get up to 25 points in this contest.
And you're absolutely right. This does not look like a 3 and 12 CACC team. They did not play the spoiler role today at all. They really came out and looked like they were tied with Chestnut Hill for the fourth seed. And they really did a good job fighting. And
I mean, they have everything you would look for in a lineup. They have their distributor is Drew Johnson II. He always has the level-headed. Griffin just obviously is going to bottom these free throws.
It's almost scary to see a team like this that has this much talent.
Brian Atkins is your high flyer. Tyre Ponzo Meek is your all-everything scorer. You have a very, very good big man down low in Paul Medlin. And then Sam Sanders coming off the bench now, coming back from injury. They're going to be good, too.
Oh,
so this is a game with a lot riding on the future. Griffin does make both. He gets both free throws. And Brian Atkins goes right to the lane and finishes with the left hand. And now David Hartman steals it, and it's stolen, but Demetrius Isaac comes back with the ball. And now Isaac gets fouled, and I think finally that's going to do it. What a play by David Hartman, though, saving that ball. And he almost got it to Tyre Ponzo-Meek. It hits off Ponzo-Meek's left hand, and Demetrius Isaac, luckily able to wrap it up. Checking into the game for the first time is Jonathan Hartman, David Hartman's brother, out of Raleigh, North Carolina. So probably in for the three-point shooting ability. Isaac, 14 of 16 from the line, 2 more. 15 of 17. What can you say about this kid? He doesn't look like a sophomore.
No.
I don't know if he's 19 or if he's 20, how old he is. He's like the grown man of the basketball court. It's Chris Paul. It's exactly
You're
what
right.
he is.
You're right. He shows a lot of maturity on the basketball court, and the way he plays. And
he's 16 of 18 from the line. He's got 22 points, 8 assists, 6 boards. Brian Atkins launches a 3, nothing, doesn't hit anything. It goes out of bounds, and that, for all intents and purposes, is going to do it here at Sorgenti Arena. 9.5 left. Coach Burke calls off the Dogs, and that was a fun one we got to watch just now.
And not even to mention, Demetrius Isaac's also a baseball player here at Chestnut Hill.
Is he real?
Two-sport athlete, yep.
I did not know that. Learn something new every day. What, is he like a shortstop? What position does he?
I actually am.
He seems like a middle infielder.
Greg, what does Demetrius play?
At baseball. We're getting some insider info right here. Second baseman, unbelievable.
You're right. That's pretty
how
close.
about that? So the final score tonight here at Sorgenti Arena, just a wild win. Some names coming out of the woodwork. Brian Quill has his coming out party. How about this? Okay, stat